Zach, hello.
Hello.
For the past, I don't know, couple of days slash weeks, on and off, I have been preparing our next outtakes reel. Which you, by the way, if you want to, you don't have to, but you can go over to our Patreon. It's in the description. And if you're on our Patreon, you will have the opportunity to see some of our wonderful, chaotic outtakes reels, on top of a whole bunch
They're
of other
great.
fun things, like having your name in the background, like these fine people here. Uh,
Yes, they are all of our patrons
oh,
who've done that. We have outtakes. We have all sorts of other fun things. I have been meaning to upload. I did a bunch of karaoke on Halloween, and I've been meaning to upload that to the secret karaoke channel that patrons have access to. So that should hopefully be coming soon. But
and when
yeah,
I
there's going to be a lot.
when I go through the clips, I label them to me. I delete the bad ones and label the good ones. Um, a couple of highlights. Um, Zach interrupting sound check, cat eating headphones, 2-0 Tagovidalia, uh, pew pew palmetto bugs, encoding overloaded, uh, Zach's mom 1, Zach's mom 2, uh, testing before family feud, pot of sneed, smoking pot of greed. Is it culturally insensitive to dunk on people who do peyote? OJ Simpson peyote. OJ Simpson
Did
hot
O.J.
take.
Simpson do peyote? I forget that opening bit.
More Hot Wheels. Hey there, Delilah. My mom is not racist. Chores.
We're saving that bit. I thought we said we couldn't use that one.
I'm so high right now. Did we not tell you no swearing? Smooth criminal waiting for the super cut. And a favorite, the nerd pulva.
Oh yes, it's a classic. I do that joke way too much. I do that
Yeah.
joke way too often.
So if you want to see those ridiculous things, you can come over to our Patreon. In the meantime, Zach, I have a theory for you.
Woo! Okay.
Yeah.
There might be a record this past 6 months for how quick we get to the theory. Uh,
Oh, do you think we should go
uh,
on another bit?
no, I don't think we need to do an entire plot synopsis of the Magic Mike movies 4 through 18 that we're gonna write.
You don't think you don't think that the people are waiting for the Magic Mike bit that was just
If
in the
if you
last
want,
recording but got lost? Sorry,
if you
Duke, that
if you
one's
want
gone.
I'm sorry, Duke. That's gone. If you want to hear us write an unnecessary amount of sequels to the Magic Mike series, which just released its third and final film,
How do you know it's
please,
the
please.
final film?
Well, then I'm going to prevent it from being the final film because I have 15 more in store. But if you want to hear that, post in the comments. We'll do an interesting Nerd Network video about it.
Yeah, yeah. If you say, Tom, you have to watch all the Magic Mike movies, I won't be happy about it, but I'll do it.
We're just gonna full on like a cheap slasher movie it where it's like, okay, we haven't done Magic Mike in space yet.
Oh my god, yes! Magic Mike goes to hell. Wait,
I'm on. You know what? I am sold
what are some
on that
other
one.
superlatives for the Magic Mike bigger, longer, and uncut?
Yeah, yeah. That kind of feels necessary. Uh, two
Magic
magic,
Mike's dead, the final nightmare.
two magic, two Mike.
Two Magic, two Mike! Yeah! Not to be confused with Magic Mike Tokyo Drift.
Yeah. Magic Mike, Quest for Peace.
Magic Mike
Oh,
creation and Magic Mike comes home.
I just had an incredible idea for what the plot for Magic Mike, the Quest for Peace would
Is it
be,
the
and
one
I'm
with
not
the
going to say it.
whales?
One with the whales. Oh, ingenious.
Magic Mike, the one with the whales.
The Undiscovered Country. Uh,
Oh my god.
Potentially missing a vowel. Uh,
You're not gonna believe this. we we have to go back. Oh man. Oh man. To the person who comments on half our videos, I don't like the bits at the beginning. Don't
They're
worry.
not going
Don't
away.
don't
I'm
worry.
sorry.
I've read them.
Yeah, we're
I've
aware.
I've read them. I read the comments. Don't worry.
Okay, Tom, you have a theory for
I
me.
do. As a matter of fact, your first clue is a visual clue. So
Ooh,
while I am drawing it, you can actually like you can do a bit of a bit of a thing if you want to.
sure. Um, other updates from the shared interesting nerd universe is I'm working on another video essay that should hopefully be on Zach from the Club within the near future. I'm actually working on two at various levels, uh, and they're both going to be pretty interesting subjects. One's going to be very different. The other's going to be a very typical like history interesting video. And oh, you're drawing Westeros, I see. Uh, and uh, that's it on the video front. I do have a cover album that is mostly done that I should hopefully be finishing up soon. So maybe you'll hear some of that. That's all updates we have. Is that's Skagos? Hold on. What are those?
There's the Iron Islands.
That's the wrong spot for them. They need to be north of the Westerlands.
Excuse me. Excuse me. This says this nerd.
Yeah.
This is Lannisport down here. All right. It's not my fault that. Well, I guess it kind of is my fault that that it's not like perfectly proportioned. But shut up.
Okay.
This
Okay.
is
You know what?
this is bigger than it should be.
That's a tumor growing off of the Riverlands.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
I'm giving you an unnecessary amount of
Go
shit.
go away. It's not that bad. Okay, and then we got like this, and then it's like one of these, and then like this, and then this. I gotta make sure that I don't go off the page. This like comes down here, and we have all of this, and this is like
Please,
this, right?
please, somebody label this and submit it to the subreddit shitty map porn.
No! Right, and then this. Yeah, and that's all we need.
Okay, that's all we need.
That's all we need for right now. This is kind of a fun way to start a theory, actually.
Yes,
And then this is like this, and
I
like
like how
it's
you've
kind of
created
like
what now looks like the Sea of Pope.
right, and then we got, and then there's like one of these, just to make sure that we're properly oriented. It's one of these. Yeah, and then this is like this, and this goes off the page. There we go. All right, now I'm looking at my work. That's not bad, okay? That's not bad. I'm gonna scroll a
That's
little
not
bit
bad.
this way. We get okay. That's
I
okay.
think if you told me that bulges the Westerlands, uh, and you move the Iron Islands accordingly, I would believe you.
Look, it's not okay. All right, this is not correct. But you know what? It's not that bad.
Fair, fair.
um, Zach, and at this point, you can begin guessing things.
Okay,
As
so
you begin to guess things, I may do writing, but you have not hit a ding until you hit a ding.
okay,
Until I
so
say ding.
this is the map as we mostly do it for a while, and it's also pretty much every location we see in the books is visible right now. There is Westeros with the north, up to presumably the line where it cuts off is either the wall or north of the wall.
Yeah,
Uh,
the wall's like right here. You know what? Maybe I'll do some of these in white.
uh,
Like
so there's the wall. North of it, the Seven Kingdoms, of which I think we've been in person to uh, All of them except the Reach, maybe. We definitely been to the Vale, the Crownlands, the Riverlands. I guess Rob was briefly in the Westerlands. So we were there
Mhm.
for a part of time, uh, but not as much. Hmm. And then there's a lot of kingdoms, well, nations, whatever you want to call them, republics, across the Narrow Sea. There's Bravos, there is Pentos,
Oh,
there is Lear. They are all right there. We've had people stopping them for a variety of reasons. There's a Dothraki Sea, which we've seen
dang.
Daenerys go through.
And I'm only gonna like label a couple of these. Why do I not see my where my text tool? Oh, there it is. Oh, we crashing? Oh, no, there we go. Give me Dothraki. See, and we're gonna make this a different text, a different font than we normally do. Zach, pick a font. Pick a font
We
pick a
usually
map
just ban
font.
shift. Calibri,
Calibri for
is there
maps?
Calibri?
Sure. The Dothraki Sea is right here.
That's my official work font, so I'm so used to seeing it in like an official capacity.
And as you mentioned them, I've been like, putting in beginning to put in like dots. Yes. Please give me tools, brushes, please. Brush. Nice. Yep, you mentioned Pentos, you mentioned Mir. These are not relevant. They're just filling out the map, give us a little bit more variety. There's 12
Yeah.
pieces of evidence in this theory, by the way.
I'm confusing Lease and Lear with one place called Lear.
Oh,
Uh,
Lys is like down here. Lys is an island.
yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you want me to name more
Oh yeah,
places?
keep going.
Well, we have all the Day ends up in Karth,
Oh, yeah, where's
and then she
Karth
ends up
on
in
here?
Marine.
I don't know. I don't know if we have Karth on this map. It's pretty far out there. Let's see. Oh no, we
I
do.
should.
It's right like here. Yeah, this is also like there's some that's like not to scale over on this side, but that's okay.
Yeah.
What was the one you said after that?
Marine. That's where
Dang.
she goes after that. It's sounding like this is going to be a Danny theory.
There's too many E's in this word.
Yes, Marine.
No. Please give me this. Please give me this. Please give me tools. Fill. Oh no. That, 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 that is what I wanted. Thank you. There you go. Yeah. Take me back to this brush. This is fun. I like this format.
Yeah. Um. So those are. Should I guess things that are on the map still, or should I try
Yeah.
to
If
should I
it,
try to craft a theory together?
if you want to start putting things together, you probably can. But
So,
it'll for sure be tough from here.
well, the fact you see Marine being relevant means that the most likely point of view character to be relevant here is
I
Daenerys,
think that's very
because
reasonable.
she's the only person who's been both. She's currently the Queen of Marine. And there are still people in the Dothraki Sea who see her as not only the wife of Khal Drogo and Khaleesi, but who know about her awakening of dragons, and uh, it's likely she'll run into some people there who have some sort of legend or myth about her, and she might be able to get more Dothraki in her army. That's also where she is currently. That's possibly something that happened very early in the Winds of Winter.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Oh, and I guess I've completely omitted Blackwater Bay. So I guess this is Blackwater Bay now.
Yes. So,
I just like drawing maps. I just want this video was just an excuse to draw maps.
it's fair. Drawing maps is fun. What was I gonna say? Is this a Daenerys theory?
This is a Daenerys theory, absolutely.
Okay. So, let's talk about her journeys because she starts, I believe, uh, in Pentos. In the first book, she definitely is in one of the free cities. She talks about growing up in Bravos, although there's some discrepancy about that, to put it mildly. Uh, because lemon trees famously do not grow there. Uh, hmm. uh, so if we're to take Danny's word for it, she moved from Bravos to Pentos to the Dothraki Sea to Karth to Marine, and you could actually draw that out on the map right now, and it'd be
You could. Yeah.
you could show the whole path she took.
Yeah, we're not this is not relevant, but it is fun, right? You do like one of these and then one of what like sort of like a wandering path this way and then
Yeah.
down to here. Um what are some things that happened in some of those times?
Well, she married Khal Drogo.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, they had a kid together. That kid was stillborn because of a blood sacrifice with Miriam Ezdur to try and resurrect Khal Drogo, who died of an infected wound. Question mark asterisk. Uh, her brother was killed in Vastothrak because he was really whiny.
Ding.
Oh,
Two dings. Viserys Targaryen dies in Dothrak. There we go. There are a few related things. I will go ahead and mark another point on our map. What this needs to be. Oh, I get. You know what? It's all Calibri today. If you don't like it, watch someone else's YouTube channel.
sorry for people who are only here because of our font. I don't know. I don't know how you stood everything else for this long. There are better ways to view a font.
Zach, I want you to know that on the whole, I'm fond of you.
Oh, I thank you.
Fuck you. Okay. All right. Yeah. So the path could go something like this. Pew and then pew. All right. All right. All right. So we have some pieces now. We have some pieces now. Hell yeah.
Pieces. Okay, we do. So yeah. In the Vaz Dothrak, however you say it, I always said Vas Dothrak, uh, is a holy city. You're supposed to be blood is not supposed to be spilled there because it would profane the holiness of the city. But apparently, you can kill people through other means.
Which seems
As
like cheating, right?
it feels, yeah, it's a real letter of the law and not spirit of the law sort of
Yeah.
interpretation.
It like uh 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 you say no fighting and you're like I didn't fight him. I tripped him off of a building.
Yeah, I didn't fight him. I elbowed him in the ribs and ran away. That's not a fight. Or
Yeah,
technically it was a boxing match.
a
He
fight
died, but it was a boxing
a
match.
fight requires two people, and as you can see, he was dead before he knew.
Yeah, yep, exactly.
I love Vidothrak uh, uh, just like in its principle.
Yes.
What are some other notable things about Vidothrak?
It's a very good question. Uh, there's statues there. I know that.
Yeah, ding.
Uh,
Vidothrak is covered in statues of fallen gods. Which is just some hardcore shit, you know?
that's I forget. There's a great um podcast, hardcore history called King of Kings. And there's a one of the predecessors to the ancient Assyrians, I believe, or it might have been them themselves, did this where they would, if they defeated a nation state, a group of people, whatever, and they had some like holy artifact or powerful symbol or like literal thing that's supposed to embody their god, they would steal it and bring it back to their treasury so they could show all the gods they owned. Uh, and uh, I get why you would do that from a like, you know, power projecting standpoint, like, right? If you want to get somebody to like surrender easily next time, you say, "Oh, you have your god on your side. We'll add him to our treasury. There's about 40 gods there right
Yeah, we can give you 1.2% interest on your god.
now."
I'm gonna like try to draw this path as we're talking about it because it is relevant. Do we like that? Does that look too silly?
No, that looks fine,
Okay, because they don't go right there. They do a little bit of like wandering, you know.
as they do. Uh,
Yeah. Special thanks to all the people whose names I'm covering up right now. Go.
let's see. Uh, the there are permanent residents there. It's the Dash Kaleen, right? It's the former Khaleesi's who get to live there. Uh, they enjoy like good treatment there because they're essentially widows of war. And they also have servants there too. I think they're eunuchs.
Yes, I really tried to find a way to make the Dosh Kaleen specifically relevant, and I couldn't. That doesn't mean that they're not. They have to be, but I couldn't make it work.
Interesting. So I presume because we have a whole map here, it's going to be relevant in some way, right? That you're going to show some sort of group being connected or migrated to a place, or how the Dothraki could have grabbed something somewhere we would not expect.
Interesting.
Like
Interesting.
if they have covered in statues of fallen gods, they could have taken a fallen god from. And well, okay, it would be very difficult because we don't. I don't think we've ever seen them engage in like naval combat. But in theory, you know, there is a line you could take from north of the wall to Base Dothrak. Uh, I doubt that highly,
Oh
but
my god, you think they have a statue of the others?
they could have a statue of the others. I feel like they've definitely like raided most of Essos. They probably have a lot of stuff from Bravos and Pentos, and there's all sorts of interesting religions just in those cities. They tend to have a few. Uh, so they could have some things from the Faceless Men. They could have some things from uh, the Moon Singers, from Merlor. Uh, all there. If we're going down a what interesting artifact might the Dothraki have sort of thing.
I really
And
like where you're going, but that's not where I'm going.
oh, because I was going for Daenerys is going to be brought there because that's where the Dothraki believe she needs to be. That she, as a member of the Dash Khali, needs to go there and live in the sacred city, and then she finds some sort of cool magical artifact. That could be a theory on its own.
I mean, you sure did like you sure did You were building a different theory, and you used one of the pieces of evidence in this one. Ding, for sure.
Okay.
um, um, in the Bad Dragon Show, Daenerys is taken back to Vi Dothrak by
And
yeah.
sorry, no, go ahead.
No,
Oh,
yeah, I was about to explain the quote, but yeah, go ahead.
no, that seems fairly likely to happen in the books. Also, she's in the right spot for it to happen. It is by the Dothrakis, understanding the right thing to do, and she should be kind of a legendary figure to them.
Absolutely.
The
And
stories have almost certainly been passed along. Khal
what's the
Drogo was one of the greatest of all time by the Dothrakis standards. His wife would have been well known, and the fact that there are potentially hundreds of, or at the very least dozens, if not even more, witnesses to her birthing dragons, which has now been established as a true fact across the world.
ding?
Yeah,
But continue.
means that
You were on the road to another one.
yeah, like people know she has dragons. She's used them in combat before. In fact, one of them, I believe, flew out to the Dothraki Sea with her. Drogon's there.
Oh,
So,
so many dings. Uh,
uh,
okay, hang on. How am I gonna do this? Um, Danny's dragons are born in the Dothraki Sea. Boop, boop. Uh, Danny
and
rides Drogon. Where does she ride Drogon?
uh, from Marine into the Dothraki Sea.
Out of Meereen. I think that you can get there in like one step. What's the next what is a piece of Targaryen history I'm about to reference relevant to this?
Junior rides to so Sarah Targaryen.
Uh, not Sarah.
Shit, what's her? Sorry, I get my Targaryens
The other
confused.
one. There's only like there's like 7 names and they're all the same.
Hold on. Uh, uh, hold on. Area,
Arya
Arya.
Targaryen. I'm gonna put this one in the bottom left because it's sort of historical. Septon Barth speculates that Area Aerea
Yeah, Aerea. Yes.
Balerion back to his place of birth. So Zach, what is the first part of this theory?
The first, so the dragons return to their place of birth. Actually, that kind of makes sense. Uh, it's there are certain animals that go back to where they were born to breed again to return I'm, uh, I'm blanking on actual animals that do this, but Zoidberg's people from Futurama do this, where they all return to the home planet
uh,
to mate, and
uh,
then they all die.
turtles do this.
Turtles do this also.
Yeah,
They
like
return
sea
to lay
turtles.
eggs.
They will return to the same beaches that they were born on, which I think is fucking adorable. This is your friendly reminder. If you're having a bad day, go look up pictures of baby sea turtles. You
Yes,
know
they're
what?
great.
Even if you're having a good day, go do that.
Yeah, I agree.
I
You
have
should
I have
definitely do that.
I have put this quote down here next to Valyria because I think that's fun. Um, Septon Barth speculates that Arya Targaryen rides Balerion back to his place of birth. So, Tom speculates that the place that Dany is at in the Dothraki Sea at the end of her last chapter, that is the place where her dragons were born and she doesn't know. Because why would she? It's just any other patch of land. That is
Yeah.
where I speculate she is.
Um. Uh, I can't dispute that entirely. I mean, it was shown to be more deserty in the Bad Dragon show because they're heading into disputed lands, but not a ton. And the Dothraki Sea is sort of savanna-y with like some patches of like dry areas also. So yeah, book-wise, 100%, she could be back where the dragons are born. That makes perfect sense from that like reading of it.
Yeah,
So
and I think it has some cool um supporting evidence from the story of Arya Targaryen, and I think it has just a pleasant like narrative symmetry to it.
yes. So is it the case that Drogon is going there to lay eggs or to mate with another dragon?
Ooh. I hadn't thought about it from the sea turtle angle until we were talking until now. Ooh.
Because I've read through Fire and Blood. I have not read A World of Ice and Fire. It's still unclear to me how dragon reproduction works. Although it
Um
seems to be unclear to the characters in the show or in
yeah,
the books also.
I have great news. It's unclear to everyone in the story too.
Okay, good. Because there's an argument they reproduce asexually that I don't believe. There's an argument they produce sexually. There's an argument they Jurassic Park themselves and can switch uh, from different parts of production. I think we actually have a theory about that.
We do. We have a
Uh,
Jurassic Park theory that was mostly a bit, but like the longer I think about it, the more I'm like that kind of, it's kind of good.
yeah,
Hey, you know what? No, I'm gonna say I another like 4 pieces of evidence for a new theory just popped into my brain. I'm not gonna say any of it.
good, good. Uh,
Okay. So open brackets. Septon Barth, maybe Septon Barth. Somebody, one of the maesters says offhandedly the assertion that dragons can spontaneously change sex in the wild has been deemed baseless. The fact that he says that makes me think that it's true. That basically is the summary of the Jurassic Park theory. Uh, that the Maesters explicitly state that dragons can't change sex in order to be able to mate. I assert that the fact that they say that is evidence that they can. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I love that theory.
Basically, if that maester says anything cannot be demonstrated to be true, you should assume it probably is. Uh,
Yeah, if anytime the Maesters are when the Maesters are pretty confident, I'm like, okay, the Maesters are probably right. When the Maesters are very confident, they are extremely wrong.
yep. If they're very confident, they have a reason to be. Politically, not because of factual basis.
Yeah. Uh, I just on my other screen. Sidebar. On my other screen, um, I'm getting some work messages. And the for some upcoming work meetings, and my boss always names the work meetings things that are very funny, and I'm just having a good day. Okay, all right. So end sidebar. Back to the theory. So that Drogon is going there to lay eggs or to mate is extremely cool and extremely interesting, but not what I'm looking for. That is a different theory that we can do another time. Oh, and we have there's another piece to this here, right? So on this like list of directions, Dany goes back out into the Dothraki Sea, and then her dragons are born. All right, so there we go. So, let's do let's get to the point where we're at in the theory.
Yeah.
Where I think that we are. So we've done this. She goes like, is Karth down? Where's Karth? I don't know where Karth is. but she goes to Karth, and then she goes to Astapor, and then she goes back to Meereen, and then the last time we see her, what is the last thing we see happen to her?
The last thing we see happen to she's shitting her brains out, right?
That in fact is the second to last thing. Though
The
you are correct.
uh do Dothraki run into her? Am I remembering correctly?
They do.
It has been over a decade since I've read the last two books, so my memory is hazy about these things. But I think Dothraki find her with the implication that like this is like some sacred discovery because uh, I guess they're going to put together that in the middle of the Dothraki Sea, the pasty white woman with white hair and purple eyes, and more notably a dragon, is probably the only woman who's ever fit that description in their entire history.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. You're the pale magic dragon lady, right?
Yeah, there's notably only one of you, so it'd be really weird if you weren't.
I like the idea of like there being like a collector set of Daenerys's. Like, oh, sick! I got a holographic. I got a holographic Dany. Oh, I have a first edition. Okay, so I assert from where is it? From this, I assert that she is now going back to Vaidothrak. That is the scene that we see in the last scene of the books. There's
Yes.
going to be some interesting politics, and they are going to take her back to Vaidothrak.
Yes. Which is interesting. Because there might be a crucial scene there the show decided we didn't need. There might be something
Yes.
that's important for Daenerys as a character that happens in Vice Dothrak.
What does happen to Daenerys in Vaidothrak in the Bad
Well,
Dragon show?
there's other members of the Dash Queen there who she could uh, speak to and learn from. Uh, it feels like a good excuse to have a Quaithe scene. It feels like a good excuse to have her meet uh, somebody who has a secret identity. It feels like a good excuse for a lot of things, actually. Uh, so, hmm. This is about dragons flying. This is about dragon travel.
You know what's interesting about this?
Mm-hmm.
It's not this is a theory. I didn't mention this at the beginning because I've been having fun. There are a number of out of universe pings on this theory.
Is
And we
this an
have
Amelia Earhart? Is this a circumnavigates the world theory?
no, in fact, this is a theory that kind of takes itself too seriously. Would you like one of those external clues?
Please, please, I would love it. Yes.
This is the one I wasn't going to let you roll. This was the one that I was going to give you no matter what when you asked
Okay,
for a
beautiful.
card. 1967 saw the premiere of Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
I thought
I want you to reference that sentence again, Zach. This is not a joke.
I saw Dr. Aston was so ready for Dr. Strangelove, and then there was a pivot that I wasn't expecting.
We're putting that
Grinch,
in the corner.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas. How could that possibly be relevant?
I swear, Zach, I swear it is.
It's Danny can't steal Christmas. Well, he could show up during. Vista Track is a very religious place. There could be some sort of ceremony or thing going on, right? There could be some sort of sacred day, and
Mm-hmm.
Danny shows up and steals all their gods, right? She steals a holy artifact from Vastothrak during a ceremony.
Zach, you're fucking on the right track. I swear to God.
Okay, excellent.
You're actually. I know how stupid that sentence sounds, but you're on the right track. I swear to God.
So the dragons might very well be sacred to uh Dothraki because they have the myth the stallion who mounts the world, and they believe that being like a child of some Khal. But you could argue that uh, from Khal Drogo came Drogon. It's named after him, actually. You could argue that Danny turned Drogo into a stallion who will mount the world via flying over and breathing death from above, sort of thing. Could it be that Drogon is going to be sacred to the Dothraki who Danny runs into? That's
Um,
a possibility.
yeah, I think that yes, kind of. That's not where I'm going, but that is for sure. Like, if what I'm saying, if what we're going to get to is true, that is 100% part and parcel to it. That can't not be part of it.
Interesting.
I'm more interested in how we're going to get there. There's some more external clues, and you have been talking about we've talked about religion a couple of times. Um, I have fully two religious clues on this list.
Are they from in-universe religions or from other ones?
These are from real world religions.
Interesting.
Real world religion and mythology plays a significant part in where I think the next part of Daenerys' story is going.
Well, she's returned after uh, an absence, which could be viewed as a like reincarnation, second coming sort of things. The second coming of Daenerys. Uh, hmm.
All right. This is not a joke, all right? This next sentence is
It,
not a joke. Tell me the plot of How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
so, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. The book or the Jim Carrey movie? Because there's some
The
differences.
book, the 1967 version, because that is the version. And I'm looking at some of the like stats for that version. That is one of the most popular single television productions ever made.
Yeah,
So
they
so
air
it's
it every year, and they've been doing it since '66.
every single
So
year. I assert. Oh, is it 66? Am I stupid?
yes,
Well,
you're
these
not
things
stupid.
happen.
It happens. Uh,
This is the one that I assert not only has George Martin seen, George Martin has seen it many times.
he probably has fond memories of, as we
Yeah,
all do.
as
Uh,
we all, it's good. It's really good.
uh,
I started to cook this theory while watching How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
okay. First of all, Boris Karloff is the Grinch and the narrator.
It does have Boris Karloff in it.
Uh,
I watched this year just after The Mummy, um, and I recommend it.
uh, he lives alone atop Mount Crumpet. He hates Christmas, despises it, finds it annoying. Decides to steal Christmas from the Who's in Whoville. He has his dog Max, who he disguises as a reindeer. He disguises himself as Santa Claus, and he steals everybody's presents, decorations, symbols, everything they need, food, pretty much everything you could use in a Christmas celebration. He takes from them, uh, and he is noticed by a little girl named Cindy Lou Who, but convinces her that he's Santa. Uh,
He
he
doesn't look
goes
like
back.
Santa, I'll be honest.
Yeah, he must be a very good liar. Uh, he goes back to Mount Crumpet, uh, sits there with all their stolen stuff, realizes that the Who's are celebrating Christmas anyways without the food, the symbols, the presents. They are just celebrating each other's company, and his heart grows 3 sizes This has no cardiological impact. He's fine. He does not suffer a massive heart attack on the spot.
My mom and I,
Uh,
when we were watching it this year, we did that same bit. We were like the Grinch goes to a cardiologist. Like, I'm so sorry. Your heart is 3 sizes too large.
there's not a ton we can do about that other than make you hate Christmas again.
The Grinch immediately goes into cardiac arrest.
Uh,
Okay, all right, pause. Okay, yeah,
yes.
finish the story, but this is the part I
he
want you to come back to.
he returns
Spoilers, by the way.
all the presents and all the things they need to celebrate, and they welcome him in to the celebration. He leads the feast that year. He carves up the roast beast, and he is welcomed into their community. Uh, and that's the ending. It's a beautiful little happy story of Christmas, and building an inclusive, loving community. Uh,
So he has stolen the presents.
he's stolen the presents. Yes.
Describe to me exactly what happens next, where, and how.
Um, what happens after he's stolen all the
He's
presents?
gotten everything. What happens next? Where does he go and what does he do?
He flies away back home.
Yep. To the tip top of Mount Crumpet.
Yes.
All the way to the top to dump it.
Yes.
And
Is it,
and what
is it here that Danny's gonna steal a bunch of things from Vesta Thrak and bring it back to Marine?
oh, you've gotten very quiet very suddenly.
Oh, sorry.
No problem.
Um,
No.
this should fix it.
Okay,
No.
so he has taken all these presents, gone to the top of a mountain, and experienced something very, very much like a religious revelation.
Yeah.
What religious story is that like?
Wait.
Sometimes I forget that other people aren't me and didn't spend a lot of time in Catholic school.
Yeah. I notably the only Catholic school I went to was college, and I was very bad about the Catholic part of that. I did much better at the school part. Uh, um, let's see. That's no, going up to the mountain. That's where Moses goes up to get the Ten Commandments, right? It's on
Ding.
top of Mount Sinai.
Absolute ding. 100%.
He comes back with the 15 crash 10 commandments.
Hang on. Um, Moses received the 10 commandments on the top of Mount Sinai. And we're going to put that, like, in the middle of Dorn, I think, is fine. Actually, that fits quite nicely.
And then he had to fight a golden calf. The 1v1 it.
Ding, yes. The followers of Moses started worshiping another god as soon as Moses left to go up the mountain. That god we call the golden calf. They melted down all the gold of everyone in the tribe, and they began to worship that as a deity. There you go. That could be in the where is that? Is that the north? Those are the fingers. This is the Riverlands. The north is too small. Fight me. Now this one's a little bit more abstract. What story in A Song of Ice and Fire, somewhere along this path that we've done, what story is that like?
Sorry, repeat that.
So this that we've just done, the second that a leader leaves, something else. They fall back into chaos.
Oh, Marine.
Absolutely.
Marine.
I was thinking of Astapor, but Marine too for sure. 'Cause
Yeah, well, Astapor, yeah, the second she left, they fell back into the old system. There's a fear that without Danny there, Marine will fall back into what it was before she conquered it.
absolutely. And like Revelation on top of a mountain, just generally. Uh, what parallel to another like piece of mythology could we draw there?
Revelation on top of a mountain.
Yeah.
Uh,
This one is extremely. It might be so general it's hard to get.
that's a good question.
I'm thinking here, basically the entirety of like the principle of Greek mythology. Uh, where
The Oracle was up in a mountain, right?
the oracle was up in a mountain. Yeah. My brain was like completely fixated on Mount Olympus.
Oh yeah, that's true. The
Right.
mountains and old mythology just sort of go hand in hand.
Exactly. Like climbing Mount Olympus is like it's not a commonly used term phrase, but it's not, it's very much a like Shaka when the walls fell sort of thing. If I say that to you, you know exactly what that means. Um
Well, there's a German term that I've used before, Bergentrucking, which means mountain rapture. Uh, Often there's a king in the mountain who somebody will go to for wisdom or something like that. But uh, the concept of traveling up a mountain to meet somebody who will give you sage spiritual advice or wisdom is a thing in a lot of mythology.
Ring a ding ding, baby. You're here. You're there. You're knocking on the door. Get me there. Get us the rest of the
Is,
way. Find the mountain.
is, uh, is there a mountain near or at Vastothrak?
Boop, boop,
Uh,
boop. It's actually fucking right there.
oh, Mother of
You're
Mountains.
goddamn right.
Yeah, the Mother of Mountains is right there. Nearby is the Womb of the World. Uh,
Absolutely.
and the Mother of Mountains is something that Khal Drogo is supposed to ascend there. The dead Khals and the dead Dothraki uh climb up. That's the it's almost like a stairway to heaven sort of thing.
Oh yeah, bro.
Uh
Oh, for the fucking nerd. I'm sorry. It's on the north side of Vidothrak, you fucking nerds.
okay, yep. She is going to go up to the top of the mountain and have a religious experience there
Yeah,
of some sort.
and now we have the most interesting part of all of this. I think that this I doubt that this is that this and this are original. I haven't looked it up, but like
Mhm.
these two things together, that the place where Daenerys is the place where where Drogon was born. I doubt that that is an original Tom take. I didn't see it, but I also didn't look very hard. Um uh this though, this as like as a pitch, I doubt it's original, but I wasn't able to find it in a little bit of quick googling. Um
I think that's probably fully original.
yeah. I think that Daenerys Targaryen uh uh with her dragon is being taken back to Vidothrak, and she is going to ascend the mother. She is the Khal of the world, and she is going to ascend the Mother of Mountains on either on Dragonback or through some trial. She is going to have to climb it herself. Um, like someone's gonna say like no man can ride up the Mother of Mountains. You have to fucking walk. Uh,
Yeah.
and she is going to have a religious experience in the same vein as Moses on top of Mount Sinai, in the same vein as like any one of like any character in like popular things based on Greek mythology, right? Climbing to the top of Mount Olympus is a metaphor for becoming a god. Uh,
Yeah.
and amusingly and wonderfully, in the same vein as the Grinch, going to the top of Mount Crumpet. I think that she is going to have something happen up there. Now, we are at 55 minutes into this recording. And I have no fucking clue what that's going to be.
Yeah. I There's a lot it could be. There's a lot of religious things that go on there. George has only given us a taste of Dothraki religion. So it could really be anything. George can be really creative there if he wants. And what was I going to say? There's a ton of potential outcomes, but then you also have Marine, right? That you could go back to and has fallen back into its old ways.
Mm-hmm.
And she comes in with this new religious awakening and has a major change in her character and the way she runs things there.
Mm-hmm.
Or she could give up on the city entirely, and that could be the impetus for her going back to conquer the Seven Kingdoms or to fight in the war against the Long Night against the others. It could be there that she sees uh, uh, the dreamer's vision, right? Or something of that sort, and realizes that her purpose is not to fight against Marine being the way it is, as noble as an effort as that is, that she has a higher purpose that she should go start serving immediately. Uh, that's a possibility. There's all sorts of things could be revealed to her there that would have an immediate impact on how she deals with everything going on in Marine, which is gearing up for a serious battle at the moment, also. So there's going to be changes. There's no way Marine is exactly the same when she gets back. It's just inconceivable.
Yes. We start to see the seeds of that in Barristan's last chapter. As Barristan, as Marine is sliding into chaos, even as he watches.
Yes.
It's fantastic. It's so cool. There's a couple more like little side pieces that we didn't get to. Another piece from Targaryen history. Targaryens consider themselves, I should say Valyrians consider themselves closer to gods than other men.
That's true.
In one of my favorite scenes in House of the Dragon, Rhaenyra confides in her children that is something that many people believe and is untrue. We keep up that veneer because we have dragons. If we don't have dragons, we are just anyone else. But Daenerys has dragons again.
Yeah. That she does. So she might be viewing herself as more godly.
An interesting thing to note, only men are allowed to set foot on the Mother of Mountains.
So she'd be breaking tradition by doing it.
She would. She's good at that.
It makes me feel like it's more likely she would do it, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. Right? Like, in the same way that the Maesters are like, there's no way the dragons can change sex in the wild. Someone is like, no woman has ever ascended the Mother Mountains. That makes me more likely to think that she's gonna do that.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's see, what are some other like religious experiences that she could have on this fucking mountaintop? Like, you talked about an oracle, and I hadn't really thought of it from that angle. Like, is there a person that could be? Is there an individual that could be on top of the Mother of Mountains? Is that where whatever Quaithe is? Is that where that individual lives? Is she gonna get up there and find Mirri Maz Duur?
That's possible. She could be there in a way, or she could be uh in like spiritually she could be there 100%. Yes.
Like, we know more about like the history of like the fallen cities throughout Essos, right? These ghost cities. We know more about those than we do about the Mother Mountains, this religious place.
Yeah.
I think
Yes.
we are going to see it, and there's going to be something religious that happens up there.
I
Oh,
I
God.
I agree. It feels so easy to do. The story's heading in that direction, and why set that up? Why put that in there and have Danny get so close to it if you're not going to take advantage of it?
Yeah. And I think that this might be one of the this is going to be in the first quarter of the next book. I think.
I would agree.
Yeah, because
The,
you got to have
the
Daenerys like doing something, and this I think is what she's going to be doing.
Yeah, have her start with a weird spiritual journey and then see the consequences of that play out through the rest of the book. I love that. That sounds incredible.
And how do we compare that to what actually happens in Vi Dothrak in the Bad Dragon show?
You're asking me to remember part of the Bad Dragon show I've blotched out of my memory.
Oh, I love this. It doesn't make a ton of sense, but that isn't to say it wasn't awesome. Daenerys, like addresses all of the Khals and burns them all alive. She has all of the Khals of all the Khalasars together in one tent and burns them all alive.
Okay. Geez.
Yeah,
That's crazy to get all of them in one tent, considering they usually fight against each other. But I suppose if she's a religious icon, she could do that. That's a little Summer Holly.
it is a little Summer Holly. Zach, it is a little Summer Holly. It is and this was something that really ticked me off that they never
Yeah.
did anything with it. That is like 50 kings burning alive all at the same time.
And they never show an ounce of political consequence.
Or magical consequence.
Yep, the two things you would want to see in a show about politics and magic.
Yeah. Like the death of kings, the magical consequences of the death of kings and the political consequences of the death of kings is why you read these books. That's why
Yeah,
we're here.
yep. Yes, that's literally the entire point.
Yeah, that's the name of the second book. Arguably the name of the fifth book too. It's incredible. And arguably the name of the fourth book. Oh my god. The second, fourth, and fifth books are all named after like the deaths of kings and the consequences surrounding them. I just like I'm so mad. I'm so thinking about this scene makes me angry. One king died, right? Khal Drogo died, and we speculate that that is what caused Daenerys' dragons to hatch. Uh
Yes.
in at Summerhall, a king and like 15 princes and like a whole bunch of extended family, they all died, and we speculate that this is going to have ground shaking like world altering consequences because of the birth of Rhaegar. uh and 50 kings all die in the same room and nothing happens.
Nothing. No, it was just irrelevant. We didn't need that. That was the end of the story. That's it.
That really pisses me off.
Yep. Yep.
It really makes me angry, actually. Zach, I think I don't know. Is that our show? We haven't
I
really.
think that's
I don't
our
know if
show.
we've gotten anywhere.
No, I think what we're delving into is too much speculation to be part of a theory. I think Danny will go up to a mountain and have a religious experience, and that will change how she does things in Marine and affect her story importantly. Weird magic shit happening to Danny happens every book, so that's not a huge shocker. And I think you found exactly the first instance of it that'll be in the Winds of Winter. She's in the right place. The things are all set up. It is a classic literature trope to have a revelation in the mountains. Uh,
Right? It's too like right there. You know, it's too
yeah.
right there to not happen.
However, It could be fucking anything, and there's no point in us speculating for another hour. Is it Quaithe? Is it Miri? Is it some goddess that we've never heard of before? Is it the ghost of Khal Drogo? Is it Rhaegar
Right.
as ghost?
Is it is
Is
it
it
is it Skyrim? Is it a dragon? Is it just a dragon?
yeah? Is there another dragon there?
Yeah.
Yeah, or there's
Is it
that's such a
Meraxes? Is
like
fucking Meraxes just hanging out on this mountaintop?
that's also there's a Avatar: The Last Airbender episode where they go to a mountain
Yeah.
and there's a secret society with hidden dragons.
Draconic revelations on the top of this fucking mountain.
Yeah, but those are all possibilities, and we can't possibly know because we've gotten as far as theory can take us.
So I'm going to issue a call to the comments here at the end of this video, okay? uh I would like the next step in this chain is going to be religious, and it absolutely must. I think it has to have real world religious implications, a la Dune, right? Like all of Dune has religious symbolism. I think that this next scene has to have real world religious symbolism. So my religion and mythology nerds, I know you're here. There's a lot of overlap. I would love to hear
Very
your
much.
take on what happens next. I want to know. I want to hear the wild, insane speculations on what's going to happen next. Zach, this is one of my favorite theories I've ever made.
This is really good.
I think
I believe the whole thing.
it's a lot of fun, and not in the way that the Pacific Rim theory is fun. This is like
This feels legit. This feels like I fully believe this will like come to pass once the Winds of Winter. People will come back to this one and be like, "You were right about the mountain revelation." In the same way that I feel like a couple other theories we have a good shot of like having nailed it. This
right.
one's higher up on the we nailed it like chart.
There's a couple of theories that we've made and a couple that exist in the fandom. Um, like the Euron Greyjoy giant like sacrifice, like where you say it and after you say it, you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And this is one of those. I'm like, yeah, that makes a lot of that tracks. Daenerys ascends Mount Sinai in the Dothraki Sea.
Yeah. She has a Moses like a revelation and has to deal with Moses like consequences back in Marine. It feels right. It feels 100% like that's where the story's going.
My God, what if it's literal? What if she comes back with like a code? That would be fucking crazy. What if she actually has like a conversation with the Lord of Light?
That's possible. Yeah, she could come
That'd
back
be fucking
to her
insane.
lore. Yeah,
What if
that would be insane.
what if the next book is just like covered in gods?
It very well could be. That'd be excellent. And there's like potential there, right? Like she could be given something at Vastothrak that is from a like it's a religious symbol for some other religion. She takes it to the top of the mountain and like it could be like a god through a burning bush sort of thing, right? Like a voice speaks through the artifact. It could get
Yeah.
really trippy.
Yeah. All right, Zach, I'm calling it. I'm calling it. There's the theory. Daenerys is the Grinch who she's gonna steal Christmas.
I'm I love it. Phenomenal.
Zach, say goodbye.
Goodbye.